So what we are going to discuss today in this session?
Yeah. So today on my YouTube channel, it will come part one about the resignation, how we are seeing times in our life when we are resign from something, we have to step down. Sometimes is it related to circumstances, sometimes it is related to our failures. And sometimes our followers or our party forces us to resign. So there are different such situations. Sometimes we think that, I remember when I started to choosing my subject, it was between philosophy and psychology. And I remember that for psychology, it was so difficult to get there. And that was one reason why I stepped down from that option. So sometimes we may feel that it is something too high or we will not be able to go there. So various types of resignation and defeat. Sometimes we are defeated against our own will. So in today's video, which will appear on my YouTube channel, I'm talking about resignation and defeat on the level of the darakaraka. And today's, in our session, we are going to the part two. So you can combine these two parts. You will get a nice, more extended version of this. There will be also part three and part four. Part three will be about the karaka level, and part four will be about the variation dasha, how we can see, how we can use many variation dasha to see that something really,
Timing
really
of
important
events.
will happen in our life. Exactly, yeah. So today we are doing the Lordship. We will see what are the Lordship yogas related to this. All right, so let's do Om Gurave Namah, 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 Om Gurave Namah. So whatever today we will be giving is coming through that pipes of those sacred tradition of Shri Achyutananda Parampara. All right, so whatever we are doing, whatever we want to discuss or predict or analyze in the chart is usually coming through those levels of darakaraka, lordship, karaka, and then we are adding the fourth dimension of space, the time. So darakaraka, for example, for relationships, is the darakaraka, it's the planet with the lowest degrees. The lordship for relationship will be the seventh lord, and the karaka will be Venus, right? So we know that whenever we try to say anything about our married life, we have to see darakaraka, seventh lord, and Venus. Similarly for work, other important factor, we need to see the amatakaraka, we need to see the 10th lord or 10th house, and Mercury. This is the karaka, naisargika karaka. So
So for profession as well, we are going to
triangle.
consider darakaraka, amatakaraka.
For profession, amatakaraka.
Yes,
exactly.
amatakaraka.
Yes.
Right, amatakaraka. And do
And
we need to
darakaraka,
consider
both,
darakaraka
right.
as well, right?
Darakaraka for the financial matters.
Huh? Darakaraka and amatakaraka. So these karakas we are going to consider in this segment.
Exactly. In fact, we can, for profession, we can use all the karakas because atmakaraka will be also very important for Raja Yoga. Amatyakaraka will be important for boss and the company. Bhratrikaraka will show our guides and experts. Putrakaraka is for followers, also in work. And the darakaraka will be the financial mothers. The gnatikaraka will be our opposition. So in fact, we can use all of these
All of these
in the work
karakas in the
matters.
profession. So there'll be different role assigned to all the different karakas.
Mhm. Exactly, exactly.
Okay. And
But
the
when we
important
are,
is amatakaraka.
yeah, for yes, the main one related to the 10th house is definitely amatakaraka. Yes.
All right. Perfect.
Okay. So then we have the from Sarvarta Chintamani, we get the shloka that whatever we want to say, we need to have this bhava, Lord, and karaka. So the bhava represents the attitude we have to area of life. The Lord will show all the interaction and the dynamics. And the karaka is showing the blessing, right? So the resources also for those activity and attitude. So the karaka is like a substance which is fueling the both attitude
Hmm.
and the action. So if we have bhava afflicted, it could be graha drishti also. If you have empty uh, house, then the attitude will be then shown by rasi drishti on that. Okay. So for example, my 10th house is empty and it's Pisces, but because Rahu, Mercury, Ketu, and Mars are aspecting 10th house, my attitude to work will be quite wild, right? Because the whole Sarpa Yoga, the Pisacha Yoga, Sarpa Yoga, so the Ketu, Mars, and the Sarpa Yoga will be aspecting the 10th house. So my attitude will be all the time working, never relaxing, like the Pisacha yoga thing.
Can
And
you
also the
just tell a
Sarpa
bit
yoga.
more about the Rashi Drishti here? A small gist of
Rasi
Rashi
Drishti,
Drishti.
this is, yeah, Rasi Drishti is the sign aspect. It's a situation when uh, movable signs are aspected by fixed signs, and
Hmm.
fixed signs are aspected by movable signs, except the adjacent one, the closest one. So, for
Okay.
example, Aries sign is aspected by all the fixed sign except Taurus, because the Taurus is next to Aries. So that next sign is not aspected, this adjacent one, but all others will be aspected. And the dual sign are aspect each other. So Virgo is aspected by Pisces, the Sagittarius and Gemini. The Pisces is aspected by dual signs. So the dual aspect each other. Movable aspects the fixed, and fixed aspect the movable. So then you need to learn what are the Chara, Stira, and Vishvabhava signs, the categorization, right? The Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn are movable. The Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius are fixed, and Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces are the dual signs. So
Okay.
short
And what is
lesson
the
on the
difference between
on
like
the
this Rashi Drishti and planetary aspects? How we can differentiate on that part?
The Graha Drishti holds the desire. So this
Okay.
is more how the things move in our life through desire of us and also other people. Therefore, those important affliction are always caused by the desire. We did something wrong against other people and therefore we got the curse. So when we are analyzing the curse, only the Graha Drishti is taken into account because the whole curse is coming from wrong desires. And Rasi Drishti is like a Vastu or a Feng Shui. It's just because of some proximity of objects, you are getting some access or lack of access to resources. So, for example, for things which are dead, like money or properties, how much properties you have, you will use Rasi Drishti. How many financial or career-wise opportunities you will have in life, you are using the Rasi Drishti. So Rasi Drishti is used for Jadatma, for non-living things, and
Hmm.
Graha Drishti is used for Jivatma, for living beings. So desire
Perfect.
is the prime big difference.
Okay. It's a perfect example. Thank you. Thank you for
All
clearing
right.
this doubt.
Sure, sure. It's important. And so here we are dwelling still about the affliction. For example, if we are want to predict something, we always need to have confirmation from both house or the Lord and karaka. So if you want to see if your married life is afflicted, you have to see seventh house or seventh Lord and Venus. And they must be afflicted in Rashi and in the Navamsha. So with this method, we have nice system because we have 4 points to check, we have nice system to exclude what will be really afflicted in your life. You can do that with every house. For example, you can see fourth house and Venus for cars. So if you have bad karma related to cars, like accidents, or you will have someone will steal your car or something like that, then you need to have your fourth house or Lord and Venus afflicted both in the Rashi and in the Navamsha. So here I'm giving the example of seventh house. The seventh house represents your attitude towards relationship without direct interaction, or rather before. So seventh house, when seventh house is afflicted, it shows your initial attitude. And then this attitude may change after getting some experience. And this experience is shown by the Lord. And then the karaka, the Venus, will show the intensity or the level of blessing. Also the karaka, very important thing, the karaka is very important to start the activity. So if relationships are not starting, it's usually problem of Venus, not of the seventh house or seventh Lord. Seventh house and seventh Lord, whatever they say, it is more what's happening after the marriage. The other thing, the other approach to this is that the house and the Lord are showing the roles, whilst the karaka, the planet, is showing who is giving you that enjoyment or that experience which that person should give you. The nice example here is with the spouse and lover, right? Seventh house is the spouse, and seventh house, seventh Lord is the spouse. And usually we say that the spouse should bring you the Venus, right? But it's not always so, because the karma can be complex based on the chart. And sometimes the Venus, the love, may come from somewhere else, right? If it's in the ninth house, or if Venus is in the 12th house, you may have this desire to look at that past. If Venus is in ninth house, you may be looking at the past for your love. Venus is in 12th house. Whenever that Venus gets activated, new people may come into the person's life. So that love, which should come from the seventh house, in fact may come from other places. Similarly, the other nice example, which I always say, is about the motherly love. Sometimes if you have, for example, moon in the 8th house, I had a nice example of my friend. If moon is in the 8th house, then fourth from the moon is the 11th house. So the motherly love then may come from your friends, right? So normally the moon, the motherly love, the care, the unconditional love should come from the mother. But it's not always so. Sometimes the emotions of the mother is stressed, the emotions are blocked, mother is unavailable, or sometimes there is a very early demise of the mother or of the father. The same works for the father. So then, from where to get this motherly emotion we crave? Because if we don't have this moon thing, right, in early life, or the sun substance, the sun resources, then it will lead to various mental challenges, right? Lack of this moon or sun archetype in early life is usually then associated with various challenges. But we can take this situation in that story of my friend. She had moon in 8, so fourth from the moon is 11th house. So the friends are fulfilling or giving her those resources. They are treating her with that motherly, unconditional love. So she has that luck. It's not always so.
So
Sometimes
this
you are
condition
not
apply
treating
like
that.
all the placements of moon, not specifically for eighth moon or for if the moon is placed in fifth house. So in that case, can we say that the love will come from in-laws?
Yes, yes. It's also related to the moon itself, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the house moon and fourth from the moon. In fact, fourth from the moon is a very complex house. There are many, many things. For example, you can also say that fourth from the moon shows what is happening to the mother itself, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if the fourth from the moon is afflicted, then it can mean that mother has some problems in life, which may not impact you. If fourth
Mm-hmm.
house from Lagna is afflicted, then mother's problems are afflicting you. If fourth from moon is afflicted, then the mother problem has some independent issues. But also we were taught that fourth from moon is very important for the relationship to the mother, because house from the karaka is always bringing the karaka to you, right? Like Venus. Venus is the general blessing of comfort and love, but how this blessing will come to your life is seven from Venus. So if seven from Venus has two malefics, then the door are closed. The partners are not coming to your life. So the Venus is the blessing, but how the blessing is coming. The blessing is not coming from the Venus itself. The blessing is coming from the seventh from Venus. Therefore, there is a whole chapter in Brihat Parashara Horashastra where Sri Parashara Muni is saying that to decide the karma of father, you have to see sun and nine from sun. To decide
Hmm.
karma of spouse, you need to see Venus and seven from Venus.
Seventh from
To
Venus,
decide
correct.
karma for mother, you have yeah, moon and fourth from the moon, right? Because that fourth from the moon is bringing that motherly thing to your life, right? So who will bring the mother? If it's in the 11th house, the friends can bring that motherly emotion, that mother to your life. Sometimes it can mean that through friends, your relationship with mother will be better also. If moon is an 8, through friends or through elder brother, the relationship with the mother can be brought to life. All right. So now, because we will be talking about the Dushtana, we have to talk a little bit about that. So Du is something negative, and Ka is related to the heaven, which basically also can be translated to the area or space. So Dushtana just means some bad places, right? And there is this shloka, Shasta Vyaya Bhavanam Duh Samgya Strika Samgya Kach. Not expert on Sanskrit, so probably a lot of mistakes. But anyway, Shasta is the sixth, Ashtama, right? Shasta, Ashta. Ashtama is 8, and Vyaya is the laws, so it's related to the 12th house. Bhavanam is the house or place. Duk Samgya, no? This is the place or negative. And Trika,
Dusangya.
so those three, 6, 8, and 12, those three, they are known as Dushtana. So those three, 6, 8, and 12. So if someone will ask you what you are talking about, the 12th house is very good house, then you will tell them this Shasta, Vyaya Bhavanam. This is the shloka, right? This is coming from BPHS, the most important authority, most important Shastra for our secret knowledge. All right, so now we need to speak a little bit about the difference between what is the difference when the Lord of House is in Dushtana from Lagna and the Lord of the House Dushtana from the house itself, because we will be talking about that. So if Lord of the House is in Dushtana from Lagna, then in short, it means that it is negative or bad for you. If the Lord of the Dushtana is badly placed from that house itself, right? So for example, seventh Lord in sixth, eighth, or 12th from the seventh
Seventh
house,
house.
then it means seventh house, yeah. Then it means that it's not good for that particular person or object, right? So for example, if seventh Lord is in sixth, the business itself is going down. If fourth Lord is in the third, because it's in 12 from the fourth, it's like the property is getting lost or sold, right? So very good yoga for people in the real estate. Parivartana between fourth and third, beautiful. The houses are bought and sold all the time, right? So seventh lord in sixth, the partner is, or the agreement, or the business is going to the 12th house, right? So that is the difference. If the seventh lord is in the 12th, then it's like you are losing that. If seventh lord is in the 12th from the 7, the property is lost. So the lost is referred to the property. That is basically the difference. And also a very important word to remember that is availability. If the seventh lord is in Dushtana from the seven, we say that the partner is not available to you. It's somewhere in the shadow, right? It may be in different place, it may be in the work, right? So for example, very often if seventh lord is in second, people say, oh, second is good, but it's eight from the seventh, right? So it's Dushtana from the seventh, right? If seventh lord is in the second house, it's in eight from the seventh.
Eight from seven. Yes, correct.
Yes. So it's not Dushtana from ascendant, but it's Dushtana from the house
From the
itself.
house itself. Yes.
And therefore, very often,
So can we say in this case,
it
like
is
the partner will bring a lot of transformation into financial stability here? If seventh lord is going in second house.
just say that the partner is not available.
Okay, is not
Okay.
available for
And
family matters.
yeah, somehow there
In
will be
all
not
the three
not
cases,
available.
Rafal, like
And
you said, seventh from like 12th from seventh, that is sixth house, right? And eighth from seven, that is second house. Sixth from seventh, which is 12th
yes,
house. So in all the three cases,
exactly.
what will be the possibilities of partners not being available for the like in the relationship if it is going in 12th house? How the partner will not available if it is going in eighth from seventh? Then what kind of situations would be there?
If seven lord is in 12, then usually it is related to the foreign stay. Very often it is related to the foreign stay. Also, the person may have some financial or health-wise issues. This may sometimes lead to affairs if there are other yogas in the chart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Seven lord in the 12th, right? Seven lord in the sixth. This may be litigation problem. This may be also a situation of bad sexual compatibility because the
Mm-hmm.
sixth house is of celibacy and seventh lord in second. I've been taught by my Guruji that it is the situation when, for example, the person is at the work or is doing some financial matters or it's not available because he's traveling somewhere and things like that. But why I didn't give those details at the beginning and why I don't want to give those details, because if we take too much space, if we give too much details on this level,
Mm-hmm.
then we are taking the space for the other points in the chart to tell that story, what is really happening. Because the
Mm.
problems in the marriage will be seen by second from Upapada and eighth house in the Navamsha. Okay? So
Okay.
therefore, I'm treating this seventh lord in sixth, seventh lord in eighth, seventh lord in 12 on equal level. I'm not so um, hasty to give that details on
So
that
you
level.
mean to say
I'm
like
just
it
saying
is still
not
manageable? Things happening in the D1 chart, it's still manageable. But if it is Upapada Lagna, I mean second from Upapada Lagna or eighth in Navansha chart is disastrous if things are happening there.
no, it's not that way. It's that it's not it's that the Dushtana from the seventh lord, so seventh lord in sixth, eighth, or 12, is telling me there is some problem,
Okay.
and I'm not trying to know what is the problem from the seventh lord. Then I'm jumping to second from Upapada and eighth in the Navamsha to know what is the problem and how
Exactly
big is the
problem.
problem. Okay?
Okay. Understood.
Yeah, because yeah, I'm telling you that because otherwise you will get into the contradiction. For example, seventh lord in 12th house, you will say something, then in second from Upapada, you will have different reading, and in eighth in Navamsha, you will have again something else. So now you will
Hmm.
have three different things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and the client will want to know, okay, so what will be the problem? And then you have 5 points on different, right? So to avoid that, we are just saying that if seventh lord is in the sixth, eighth, or 12, it's showing that the person is unavailable. Why? see the second from Upapada and 8 in the Navamsha. This will be much better indicator for this problem, right? If there is, for example, Saturn or Rahu, some Vayu in those points, then you will know, oh, this is related to traveling, right? If there is Venus Mars, you know that, oh, there is some another person, right?
So here,
Somewhere
like we
hiding.
can check
If
on
there
the
is,
elements of the planets, whatever planets sitting second from Upapada Lagna,
yes,
we
yes,
can check on the elements, like if it's
yes,
the air element or water element or
yes, very much.
fire
Yes,
element.
yes. What will be the problem? Will be the nicely shown
Can
by
you
the
give some
Upapada.
example
And
here,
other,
second from Upapada Lagna, apart from Saturn or Rahu, like how different, what planets are going to
yes,
create
yes,
trouble in
I
second from
will,
Upapada Lagna?
yes, but before that, I want to say that if you would like to know on the lordship level what is the problem, then better indicator would be just take the planet and the dispositor. Okay. For example, if seventh lord is in sixth, Mercury then is due to work. Okay. And the dispositor will tell more about that. For example, if seventh lord is Mercury in the sixth and Leo, this is
Hmm.
work in government which caused this problem. Okay.
Okay.
Or which is the reason for why the partner is unavailable because the native or the spouse may be in the work. So just see what is the Lord and the dispositor. Okay. We also see here that the dispositor will be very important for the uh, remedy, right? So if you have this, we are not leaving you in that passive deterministic state. Oh, we are judging and not giving you any relief. We have a remedy, right? So if seventh lord is Mercury in the sixth house, the remedy for that will be Shiva because it will be pratyadi of the dispositor, right? So here I have prepared some short table for you. You need to use the pratyadi devata, right? For the dispositor. Remember, you need
Hmm,
to take
hmm, hmm.
dispositor. For example, if Lagna Lord is in 12 in Gemini, you need to take Mercury, right?
Mercury.
So then you are seeing Mercury. What is the Pratyadi? It's the Narayan, okay? So
Narayana.
you are doing mantra Om Namo Narayanaya, and this will be the mantra for that. If seventh lord is in Leo, you are using Sun. What is the remedy? Shiva, right? For Moon, Gauri, Mars, Rudra. So the second one here is the Pratyadi, okay? All right. I think we will wait with that Upapada Ojas for the next lecture because we will not do the today's thing, okay?
Okay.
All right. I know this is very popular question, but let's do. Okay, other concepts related to resignation. What are the other concepts related to resignation? Because what I wanted to show in today's lecture is that if the Lord, right, if the Lord is in the 12th house from the Kendra house, like for example, Lagna Lord in 12 or 7th Lord in 6th, then this may show the resignation. This is what I want to show you today, okay? Lord in the 12th house from the Kendra house. So like Lagna Lord in 12 or 10th, even 10th Lord in 9th, 7th Lord in 6th, 4th Lord in 3rd house. This will show that that thing is going to the 12th house. So you are stepping down, right? This is stepping down yoga. And I will show you on the example. Beautifully, it will be, we'll see how this works. Similar yogas in the chart on the lordship level, right? Remember, we are doing that on the lordship level. So the other things are Rajabanga yoga. When you have Dushtana lords or Saturn related to first, fifth, or 10th, also you may be forced to leave. This is the leaving the job yoga or being fired. Okay. In the dasha of 6th lord in 10 or 10th lord in 6th or Lagna lord in 8, 8th lord in Lagna, this is the Raja Banga or rather Raja Brastra yoga. Okay. So uh, this is also similar. When you have malefics in the ninth, many people lose their business when the COVID came, right? So whenever any big global things like the prices are going up or the 2008 disaster, right? This is
Hmm.
all ninth house thing, which means that just bad luck. Because of bad luck, you are going down, right? And then we have kapata. If you have malefic in fourth, you will be cheated. Also, I have also my friend has now a problem in the work, and she is in the Rahu Antardasha. Rahu is in the fourth. Okay, so people are scheming against her. Okay, this is also similar concept. You see, all of these things are related to defeat, being replaced, stepping down, resignation, and things like that. Okay, malefics in the 11, especially benefic plus malefic in 11. It's a sudden fall. You can gain a lot of money in 11th house and then go down. It's like a punishment, and therefore sixth house is also
Okay, so why we are
punishment. Okay,
considering
so
11th
these
house
are
here?
those because Dandahara, Jaimini is saying the Shasta and Eka, Dasha are Dandahara, which is the punishment.
Okay.
Okay, punishment yoga. 6 and 11 are punishment. So in 11th house in Vedic astrology, this is the difference between Western and Vedic astrology. 11th house in Vedic astrology, if you cross that greed, because 11th house are gains. If you gain too much, if you want too much, then there will come the punishment, right? So you can also use this for lordship. If ninth lord is in 11, father may go very high in the business, and then if there are malefics, he will go down. If seventh lord is in 11, the same will happen for the spouse, right? So if my friend, she has 4 planets in 11th house, Mercury, beautiful Mercury and Venus, but with Sun and Saturn. Okay, so she were in a very prosperous relationship. Her spouse was very wealthy, and then there was a break, and she lost everything. She was on the zero, and it was really from 100 to zero. So 11
This is
house
so
can
scary.
give you a situation when you are going from 100 to zero, right? But there is a lot in 11 house. 11 house also can give you a
It
maybe
is
because of
six
that
from
trauma.
sixth as well. That is why maybe.
Yes, exactly. Bhavat Bhavam, yes. Okay. So let us now go to the example. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. This is the Alfred Gusenbauer. He was Austrian chancellor, and why I took his example because he had two projects. One was related to politics, so Sun, Leo thing. The second was related to the business. So after he stepped down after of this Austrian chancellor, so you can see he went very high. He was the biggest or most influential person in the whole country, right? But it was only for 1 year, from 2007 till 2008. And then his own party, members of his own party, advised him to step down because it was so bad. There were so many problems. I'm also talking about that problems in the first part, the 2 days YouTube, so you may get more details there how it happened. But stepped down, right? So resignation, step down, some problem. Then after that, so from 2009, he went into the business as an advisor for companies, two companies, I mean, two big companies. There were more, but two big companies. And um, these also ended with stepping down because in one company, which was the Signa Holding, it declared insolvency. So there was 10 billions in debt when he was the advisor there. And because of that, he also resigned from the other very, very big Strabag company because he wanted to protect the reputation. And again, he was like asked by own people to resign. So two such situation, right? We are not saying that he was not qualified. We cannot say that he was a failure, that his skills were bad, because it could be just a situational thing, circumstantial thing. Like especially the first one when he was a chancellor, it was all because he went into the alliance with the other political party, with this ÖVP party, and these parties had different solutions, and the whole alliance from the beginning was very bad. And then because of that, he couldn't promise what he said to his voters, right? And this created this confusion, and we could say that his own people then put him down, right? So in the first stepping down, I'm giving here also this. I was wondering how this is in Sanskrit, if we can connect it to some
Tyaji.
houses
It's
or
tyajati. Tyajati
yoga. Yeah.
nivartate.
Yeah. So this is coming from the also tyaga, right? If I
Huh.
assume to renounce something, tyaj. And nivriti is also related to when we talk about diseases, the prakriti and nivriti. The prakriti in
Nivrat.
Ayurveda is this
Hmm.
resource for health,
We
and
we call like
nivriti is
nivrat
how to
also means
destroy.
leaving. Nivrat karna.
Mhm.
Leaving something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And how you would say about this tyaj? Is it
Tyaj is
renounced? Is it good
again
translation?
it's like giving away.
Giving away. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good, right? All right. So you would agree it has some connection to the 12th house, would you say? Giving away
Yes.
12th house?
Yes, yes. I was about to say it's 12th house equals to Tyajati.
Exactly, exactly, right? So therefore we see the
And Nivrat
Lord how
equals
it
to
is placed
Ketu.
in 12th house. Yeah, yeah,
It's
definitely.
giving away, it's equals to
All right.
Ketu.
So this is his second stepping down. You can read about that, how it all unfolded. Okay, let us now finally go to the chart and see how it panned off here. So this is his Rashi chart. This is his
Hmm.
Rashi chart. And what we can see straight away, Lagna Lord is in the 12th. And seventh Lord of business is in the
Sixth
sixth,
house.
right?
12th from 7th.
So, yeah, exactly. So here we have 12 from ascendant. Ascendant Lord is in 12 from ascendant. So it's like this Tyaga vibe, right? I want to renounce, I want to hide, I want to go somewhere else, right? And here, seventh Lord is in the sixth. So the same
Hmm.
is happening for business, right? So not the best, right? Because the sixth house is about employment. It's like going from business to employment, back to the employment. And this is very interesting because this moon here is a putra karaka, which is showing his followers, right? Putra karaka is children and followers, and therefore also this moon in Gemini, it is related to the more about the political thing, right? About how he was the chancellor. But Venus and Saturn yoga, we know Venus and Saturn is the business, is the entrepreneurship yoga, Venus Saturn, because Venus is the natural seventh lord and Saturn has the directional strength in the seventh house. So whenever these two combine, you are entrepreneur, right? So Venus Saturn is here, but it's in the sixth, right? So and also malefics are here. Okay, and someone can say, okay, this is your interpretation, right? Maybe it's coming from other places. Maybe this thing is not related to that moon and to that Saturn. So let's see the Dasha, right? The Dasha will solve this. If I'm right or not, right? Because the Dasha would say, at the time of resignation, both as the chancellor and both at when he stepped down from that two businesses, what planets were activated, right? So uh, on the left here we have stepping down one. So this is the situation when he was stepping down from the chancellor thing, right? So this big political position. So when it happened, it happened in Saturn,
Saturn,
Saturn.
Saturn.
And yeah, and that was the fifth dasha.
Okay.
And in Audaika, there is a special system of reading the chart. If you'd like to learn about Audaika and Narayana, what I'm doing here more in more details, there will be link in my YouTube description to see the lecture about Audaika and Narayana Dasha, what I'm doing here, right? But for now, we say that the Saturn is bringing the results of a Gemini, okay? And here we have Moon in the Mercury, Lagna Lord in the 12th. But someone will say, okay, I don't want to use Audaika. Let's see the normal moon Vimshotri, right? Because the Saturn, this dasha is Adana dasha, right? When moon is in the 12th, we are not using the moon Vimshotri for
Hmm.
most of the things. We are using Adana Vimshotri. Whenever moon is in 8 or 12, the Adana Vimshotri will show what is happening in your life, not the moon Vimshotri, right? So Saturn is the Adana dasha. But in the standard moon Vimshotri, it was Mercury, Mercury, right? So we see Mercury is the dispositor
S-
of that
Correct.
seven, of that Agna Lord there. So we know, okay, Audaika has activated Gemini, and in standard Vimshotri, it was Mercury, Mercury. This has relation to that moon. So when he stepped down as a biggest Raja Yoga, the peak of the Raja Yoga, right? You cannot get anything bigger, like a chancellor of the whole country. It was in the time when that moon was activated, right? And moon is about a coalition, right? Because moon is binary. Moon is always 1/7, right? For example, if Aruda can jump to seventh house from itself, it's all the moon concept. So moon is binary. It's going into a coalition with other person. And moon here is the putra karaka, right? And it's all benefics, right? So it means that you were like giving up. Benefics means that you were not fighting. So you just stepped down. So that is the first thing, right? Let's see the other things. Seventh Lord in the sixth house. Now, the Narayana Dasha for that situation was Capricorn, right? So Capricorn is here, but especially it was related to Saturn in the sixth. So when seventh Lord when that happened, when he resigned now from this business company, remember this stepping down two is the situation when he's resigning from these two businesses. This was in the time of Capricorn. So the Lord of Capricorn, seventh Lord, is in the sixth. So we know, okay, in that time when he got the insolvency of Cigna and he resigned from Strabag, it was at the time of that Saturn, right? And even if we take the chakra dasha, see that it was in the Sagittarius and Pisces. So we know that this Sagittarius here and the Pisces, the Lord of Jupiter, is also here, was related to that situation of that Saturn, right? So Narayana Dasha and Chakra Dasha nicely are showing how he stepped down from the business here, right? And here we have this Venus Saturn, so it's stepping down from the business. There was a big, we could say, debt there, right? So eighth Lord, you also see eighth Lord Saturn debt. And Mars is also trying to repay the debt because Mars and Saturn are always these going into debt, repaying the debts, right? And the Saturn Venus, this is now about the business. So it's also going to the, you see, this is quite unfortunate for him. Very, very unfortunate for him to have this Lagna Lord in 12th and 7th Lord in 6th. And we will also see that these are also the apoklima houses, right? Apoklima are 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12th. And these are houses of sacrifice. Many nice characters are built from that. If you have Lagna Lord in 6th or 3rd, right? If you have many planets there, then it's like Radharani vibe, we say, or mood. It's like very sacrificing, loving people. Because this is 12 from this Kendra, right? These people can really give up, especially if it's Venus, because Venus is the big sacrificer, big tapashvi. Um, Okay, and now some positive. Let's end this on the positive note. Uh, If you have those in the chart, don't worry, it must not be so bad that you will lose business or you will resign from everything. It's better just to give up and not came out of the bed, and it's better not to even start, better not to try. It's not like that. It must be always, whatever you say from the Rashi chart, it must be always confirmed by the Vargas. So if in the Vargas, in the Navamsha, in the Dashamsa, you don't have those situations like he had, we will analyze that now, then it will not lead to end of job, end of business, resignation, or being fired. It will not lead to that. Okay? So don't be so quick to predict only from Rashi chart, because if you do that, you may just be wrong. So in his case, when he stepped down from that position of chancellor, it was in the Narayana Dasha of Gemini. Sorry, of the it was not chance. Yeah,
Gemini,
Chancellor. It was
Sagittarius. Yeah.
Narayana Dasha of Gemini. Yes, and um, Gemini in the D10 chart in the Dashamsa was 8th house. Also remember, it was Saturn, right? We did that. It was a Saturn Dasha, and Narayana Dasha was Gemini. If we see his Dashamsa chart, this is not Dashamsa. Can I do it quickly from here? I want to, maybe I have it. No. 1 second. Do we have here the Shamsa? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was Saturn. It was Gemini. Is Saturn or Gemini related to the 8th house? Tell me.
Yes, it is. It is an 8th house in
Very
Gemini,
much, right?
D10.
Exactly. So it was
That shows the
Saturn,
transformation
and it
and
was
leaving of one job, one profile.
it's just leaving the work. It's end of work. Okay.
Yes, end
So
of
if
work.
whatever in the Rashi chart, if you have that, let's call it Tyaga yoga, right? Or Nivriti yoga. If you have this Tyaga yoga in the chart, Lagna Lord in 12, 7 Lord in 6, and it's not connected to the 8th house, like in his case, it will not lead to end of job or end of work. And in many cases, it will not be related to the 8th house. So then you are fine. And then it means something else. Okay. It could be in partnership. It will be something else. It will not be so big problem like for him that he has to step down, right? Normally you are chancellor like for 4 years. He only had 1 year of that. Similarly for this business thing, right? Then the Vimshotri was Saturn in Adana Dasha, and Mercury in Moon Vimshotri, right? So if we open again the Shamsa, Saturn, 8th house, and Mercury, 8th lord. Very much connected to the 8th house. Very, very much. So in those dashas, when Saturn came, Mercury came, it is the dasha. The 8th house in the Shamsa is coming. It's end of work, right? And in the Audaika dasha, it was also Gemini, and in the D10, it was Gemini. So Narayana dasha Gemini, Audaika dasha Gemini. Look at that. Audaika Gemini, Narayana dasha Gemini, Adana Vimshotri, Saturn, Moon Vimshotri, Mercury. All very much related to the 8th house. Okay, so that means end of work. But if you want to see why is the end of work, if you want to zoom out, if you want to see the whole circumstances, you need to go back to D1, and then you see, oh, Lagna Lord in 12, 7 Lord in 6. It's resignation. It's something that he's stepping down from a position. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'm happy that we did it in 1 hour. This is not
It
often for
was a
me
good
to
example
finish so quick.
and so
Yeah,
relatable.
yes. So you can see that in your chart, if you have those,
I,
just
I
open this
have the two
table.
combinations here where you have explained about the Rahu 4th house and Saturn 5th house. It happened to me previously. So that
Yes,
is so much
Rahu
relatable.
report. Yeah,
Rahu 4th and Saturn 5th.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
that
That's
was
true.
good.
Like Hatha yoga,
So,
right?
so what is the remedies for it? Like, obviously, uh, if the yoga is there,
Dispositor, pratyadi of the dispositor,
uh,
right? This
okay,
this is this is the proactive part.
pratyadi of dispositor. So here,
Yes,
like,
yes.
so in this case,
Yeah.
like in his chart, which Lord we should worship? Like, we should worship Vishnu as Gemini, considering the Gemini Rashi, or like how we have to look, which, like, do we have to see the Dasha or here the planet? So, in like specifically in
Let's go
this
step by
chart,
step, right?
yeah, specifically in this
Yeah.
chart.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it methodically. Mm. Or let's think maybe this. Okay. All right. So the first, let's call it Tyanga Yoga. Okay.
Hmm.
One second Lord in 12, that is the one. Seventh Lord in 6, that was the other, right? So we need to take the Pakalagna. Pakalagna is the dispositor of Lagnesha, right? So Lagnesha is moon
Mm-hmm.
in mercurial sign. So we need to take Mercury. All right. Seventh Lord in 6th, it was Saturn in Jupiterian sign,
Jupiter in sign.
right?
Yeah,
So we need to take Jupiter. Okay. So we need to take Pratyadi of Mercury.
that's Vishnu.
And here you need to be very careful because you did a mistake. It's not Vishnu.
Mm.
You need to be very careful here. But if you will take a Vishnu, it may create the problem. Okay. This is like with the gems a little bit. Adi is a little bit risky, like gems. Okay. So with
Okay.
gems and with Adi Devatas, you need to be a little bit careful. Okay, so let's open the table. What is the Pratyadi for Mercury and what is the Pratyadi for Jupiter? Tell me.
It's Krishna. No, it's Vishnu Narayan. And that's what I said. I said Vishnu.
But yeah, but it's wrong. Here, Adi Pratyadi. So Adi is
Okay, Vishnu. All right.
and Pratyadi?
Narayana. Okay, okay.
Exactly.
And
So
with
let's go back
Jupiter,
here.
Adi is Indra and Pratyadi is Sachi.
Narayana. Let's go. Samba Sadashiva.
Okay, Samba Sadashiva. Okay.
Exactly. So just let's just
So
you can
we
do Om
do we
Namah
have to
Shivaya,
consider
okay?
like
Or you can
Adi
do
Pratyadi both or any one of them?
just Pratyadi.
Just okay, just Pratyadi.
Why Pratyadi? Because we want to Pratyadi is ending something bad. Adi is
Static.
starting something good. If you have, if you want to start something good in life, like you have planet in the ascendant, in the lagna, right? But it's weak. It's not starting, or it's
Uh-huh.
somehow blocked by grahana or other block. Then you want to start it. If you want to start something, use Adi Devata.
Okay.
If you want to end the bad thing, use the
Pratyadi.
Pratyadi Devata.
Okay, so
So this is the
in this
question. Do
case,
we
do
want
we need to consider
start
both
or
the
do we want
Pratyadi?
to break the negative?
Yeah. So in this
We want
chart,
to break the negative.
yes, in this chart, the two Pratyadi Devata for Mercury and for Jupiter. So we have to worship the Pratyadi Devata of Lagnesh. I mean, the one which is taking care of the entire Lagna, or for that for Saturn only, like for the Jupiter.
Yes. You need to go step by step. No monkey tricks, like Pandit Sanjay Rath says. Okay.
Okay. So what
No
is going to
monkey
be the
tricks.
next step?
What is the instruction?
Huh.
Pratyadi of dispositor. Okay.
Okay.
You need to go very
Smartly.
stick to instruction. Okay. Pratyadi of dispositor, right? So what is the dispositor? Dispositor is Mercury and
Yes.
Jupiter.
Yeah.
So we need to do Pratyadi of Mercury, which is Narayan, and Pratyadi of Jupiter, which is the Samba
Shambhu
Sadashiva.
Sadashiva.
If you are fine if you will be doing just Om Namah Shivaya and here Om Namo Narayanaya. Okay?
Okay. So both the mantras we have to chant.
You need to be very, very technical. Pratyadi for the dispositor. You need to find dispositor of that planet and just
Hmm.
go to the table. I have created the table for you, so you will not guess. You just go to the
So we can
second
apply
name. The
it
first name
in
is
any
Adi.
case, right? I mean, like if it is somebody who's
Yes,
facing problem in relationship, so where like seventh lord is moving in sixth house, that is 12th from its place. So we can choose the dispositor of seventh lord and the Pratyadi
exactly.
Devata to end the troubles if the troubles
Exactly.
are created by that planet.
Exactly. Exactly. You got it. You got it. And what's more, you can use it for 7 Lord in 6, for 7 Lord in 12, and also for 7 Lord in 2nd.
Ah, okay. And in this case, is there any time specific or we have to like, I mean, these remedies, it's sattvic remedies we're performing, the mantra chanting or worshipping the deity.
Yes.
So any specific timing to start or to do Udyapana, if you can
Thursdays,
tell
always
just.
for I mean, for each devata you have different day, right? For
Mm.
Narayan and for Shiva,
For
we will choose
start, like to
Thursday.
start, we have different days, but is there any compulsion that we have to end it or we have to keep on doing it whenever we are facing trouble?
You can do it for 40 days, normally after 2 weeks, so, and then after 40 days you will see some results. Okay. And then you are so attached to the results that you say, oh my God, I want this more. Let's do 2 times more. Because
Okay.
you need to get the faith, right? So the
Uh,
first 40 days you are doing like experiment. Rafal gave me that remedy. I don't know if it worked. And then you are doing that, and then you see, oh my God, something
that's
changed.
okay.
Okay. And then you want to continue. So for
Uh,
the Dasha of that planet, you may continue, or whenever is the problem, it's there, right? So long the problem is there, or so long the Dasha is there. But minimum we say like 40 days is to get some kind of CD or some results, right? Will be more
mm-hmm.
stable or more dense.
Wow. That was amazing class. I wish you can
Yes,
extend it
I
more.
think I think we will. I think that will do for today. So, Odas?
Yeah, it was great. I wish to like if you can throw some light on some different like more topics. I mean, like I'm always eager to learn. I got Atmakaraka Mercury.
Sure, sure. We can.
No
Let's
end
see
of
how will
learning.
be the response to this lecture. If
Mm-hmm.
people will like it,
So
and
what
then we
what
may
topic we are
go
going to cover
again.
next? Is it Upapada Lagna or some other topic or
I will tell
extension
you
to
on the
this?
spot. Yes, yes. I think I will do the part 3 and part 4 in this week.
Uh-huh.
So probably this will be over.
I wish to
But
see you
but
again.
there is always something. Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
let me
sure. So
know. I'll
whatever will be
join
the
your
topic, I
session.
will let you know and we will go.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, me too. It was nice.
All right. Wonderful.
Nice.
It
Yep, yep.
was amazing session and here I'm ending.